Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Untold. Stay tuned, we're going to come with our colleague Saad Alazemi. And we are back, so thank you for tuning in, but most importantly, thank you Saad Alazemi for joining us, our colleague. Thank you again.
You are most welcome. I am glad to be here. This is my home, KTV2, and I have to say it's a little bit weird being on the other side.
I can imagine. I've never
Yeah.
experienced it on that side of the table. So
It's
how's
good,
it feeling?
Good, weird.
Good, weird. We can
Yeah.
work with that.
Honestly, I've never got used to it because I've only been presenting for nearly a year, and I wasn't, in either seats. I was always behind cameras. That's where I was, chilling. So it's always, awkward to be in front of the cameras. But like I said, how does it feel to be in that seat?
Actually, it's nice to tell your story, as the program said, the Untold. So what can I tell you about me? I love that I have a platform to share my story with you. So you have the questions?
Yeah, we do. And I thought we'd first start in how you began in this journey, because like Abdullah, I only started presenting recently,
Yes.
but it's been maybe a month or 2 months for me. And before that, I worked as a news editor. And behind the scenes, I found out that you also worked as a news editor.
Yes.
So let's start with that. How did your journey go?
Well, I didn't know anything about the media. I was just a viewer. So I didn't know, I didn't care, I didn't have passion for media, presenting, reporting, editing, anything like that. So the Ministry of Information, I was in the English news department as an editor. And one day, my supervisor, Anwar Al-Khayyat, she said to me, there is this final, His Highness, the Crown Prince Cup final football. And she said, I need someone to go there and report for me. I said, what do you mean, like doing a voiceover or something? She said, no, I want you to go there with the microphone and do interviews. And I was like, why you ask me? She said, you are the only one who can do it, I think. So take the camera with you, go there. If it's good, we will take it. If it's not, no harm, nothing will happen. And I think I did a good job, first interview report. And then something started with me. I said, I like this. And I did some reports. And then KTV2 actually talked to me at that time. He said, how about you come to present? And I laughed. I said, no, I'm not a TV presenter. What do you mean? I was doing that for the news. So it's still not TV presenting because I am doing something like reporting. Reporting is not like this. This is me.
Yeah.
There I am doing a report. I'm telling some information, not about me. So this is the thing that clicked. This is the spark, as you say.
And how did that, first moment you stepped in front of the camera? You've been editing the news for so long, and now you're actually delivering that news. So how did it feel like? Were you nervous? Talk us through the emotions.
Actually, I started with a program called, I think, AJ and Fawaz, they know about this program. It's called Reports. I think this is the academy that me and some colleague graduated from. It was Reports. This is the name of the program. So you go and do some event, you visit some events and you talk about this event. And this is actually a great chance to have your skills develop with like minimum than 5 minutes, the report. So I do reports like that, come back, they give me some advice like do this, don't talk fast because I was talking so fast. I just want to finish. And from there, the development is natural.
That's so funny because that was something I struggled with myself, talking too fast.
Yes.
And I had to train that out of myself, especially doing voiceover reports because I worked as a news editor as well. And that was the only time I did any recording kind of stuff. And I had to learn how to speak in a much more slow way so people could understand. Because my normal talking voice, it's going to be too fast for most people to properly understand. So
Yeah.
It's funny that you had a similar experience.
I think I can help you with that because I am now almost 3 years in this, let's call it profession. So you want to finish. So you are overwhelmed with the energy that this is the camera, it's on, I need to do a good job. So it's fine for now, for you. But then with repetition, I think repetition is the most important thing.
Yeah,
So
practice makes perfect.
keep going.
That makes
and-
a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I think a lot of people don't realize how slow time feels like it passes when you're in front of the camera.
Yeah.
When I was behind the cameras, when we were filming segments and stuff, I could see time go by endlessly. And then as soon as I stepped into the front of the camera, I could see myself talking for hours, and then they always tell me it's only been 2 minutes. It's like all of that for 2 minutes. Like that's why, you know, in front of the camera you have to slow down. And I think, like I said, it's a skill that you have to practice for.
Yes, I think you have, Abdullah, you have great value in you because you are chill, relaxed. I'm not like that. I was jumping, moving, doing things like that. I don't know, maybe because I drink a lot of coffee, but I have the energy. And now I don't have it anymore. And let me tell you, I am now more nervous and stressed than being on the other side.
Oh, why is that?
Because it's different. It's different now for me because this is easy. You ask the question and then you ask a follow-up question. Why is that? So it's easy for you.
Yeah.
But it's not easy for me because I have to speak as Saad. You are not speaking as Abdullah 100%.
I'm always not speaking as Abdullah.
Yes.
Even in regular
It's easier.
conversations.
So you are acting now. It's an act actually to be a TV presenter,
Yeah.
especially the variety shows. And in the news, this is 100% acting because you are reading. You have a script, you read the script. Thank you so much and goodbye. So now I'm talking as Saad. And in Good Morning Kuwait, this is the show that it's live. So you have to be yourself. And you can learn to be yourself there a little bit, especially in the intro and the outro. Because with the guests, I can talk for hours. It's easy because it's not me.
That makes sense because, as you said, since you're on the other side, you have to think harder about what you have to say.
Yes.
Because for us, as you said, it's slightly easier because the focus is on you. You're the spotlight, you're the highlight of the show today. So it's a bit more pressure, I can imagine.
It's not good, actually. It's not good.
So
For now, actually.
yeah. And do you think that as time goes on, you know, those nerves are gonna go, or do you see yourself, you know, always trying to feel like you're on the go during this entire conversation? Because we do want to see the real side.
This is my first time to speak as Saad.
I mean, I think you're doing a good job.
This is me, actually, yes. And to talk about yourself, you want to know about things, you can ask me. But actually, the last 3 minutes, we are talking about me, 100%.
I mean, it's gonna be 30 minutes of talking about you. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned that you lost the energy a bit though, because I am, unlike Abdullah, I have a very hyper energy about me.
Yes.
I actually can't drink coffee because it makes me too hyper.
Oh.
So I go for tea and other things.
Yeah.
And have to slow down, have to think, and sometimes my brain works faster than my mouth, so I stumble with the words sometimes. Did you struggle with that at all?
Actually, this is a good quality for you because
Yeah.
if you present live TV, we need that actually there.
Really?
Yes.
I would have thought it was the opposite, that because it's live, you have to be more composed about things.
No, because you can't think. I want to share this idea, but I don't know how to put it into words. You want to think and speak at the same time in live TV.
Yeah.
So I think maybe you have this, and Abdullah, of course. You need to ask the question, and with this guest answering, you are listening to the answer, but you are thinking about something else. You can't do that. Actually, you can do it with experience and repetition. We do that as we call it the autopilot. When you drive your car, you are not focusing on driving. Maybe you are listening to music. Sometimes you're talking to someone. Of course, hands-free, not... So you are talking to someone about a really specific subject. I told you to do this, but you are driving. But you are not thinking about driving, are you? You're not. You're not thinking about going this way because you are going home. You know how.
That makes sense.
If you are lost at the road and someone is talking about specific subject and you want to analyze the subject, you tell them what, I will call you later, I'm lost now, I need to find my way.
True.
So another example is playing football. I am being a philosopher here. Just
Okay, we're loving it. We're
just to
learning a
send
lot.
the example of when you have the ball at your feet, you are not thinking about the ball. You are looking at your friends, what to do next. And actually, human beings cannot think about more than 2 variables, more than 2 at once. So I said the car and talking to someone, but you cannot drive the car, talk to someone, and doing something else like math, like how much do I have? No, you cannot do that. You need the experience. If you present TV, you need to have more than 3 variables. This comes with experience. Because trust me, no one is talking to you right now, right?
Yeah.
I have the director
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, he's telling you that do this, and the guest is talking, and the camera is this way, and you have to talk about this, and you have to manage this is the atmosphere that actually comes with experience. I'm not telling you that there is a school you can go to and learn that. You have to do it. You have to fail. Failure is good here. Failing, it's fine. Mistake, let's call it mistakes.
You have to be a conduit.
Yeah, and then they will forgive you. The director said, it's okay, Abdullah, it's okay, Jane, maybe next time, be careful. And with time, you will be more comfortable.
And speaking of being more comfortable in front of the camera, do you see yourself bringing outside habits into your role as an anchor, as a presenter? Like for me, for example, I always, when I'm driving, I always try to repeat certain sentences in English so that my English is always, on point. But do you see yourself taking some daily habits towards your life as a presenter?
Actually, I love to travel. I like coffee. This is the subject that I have in mind, the backup questions or anything about what I like. Traveling, coffee. Everybody knows about coffee. Maybe in my Instagram, I talk about that. And I talk about philosophy. I love these subjects. So I have things in me during my presenting as a presenter that I can ask. Actually, I have, when I started, I was not that good. Of course, it's normal. You can't be good at maybe 3 or maybe 6 months, let's say, and then you will become better and better. I read the book, I think you know the author, Larry King, from CNN. You know Larry King. His book is How to Talk to Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere. I read that book. He talks about emotional intelligence. So when you talk about someone, you can only add to that person with the follow-up questions. These are the golden rule for any presenter, because the producer will give you questions, right? 5, 6, 7, but he will never know about what you will say.
Yeah.
Me, the guest. So it's your job. I think if you rely 100% on the producer, you will stay mediocre. You will never be as good, because your personality is with the follow-up questions, because they might share something people want to know. The viewers, it's your responsibility. So it's about, how to say this? You have a lot of information to talk to this person. In Good Morning Kuwait, for example, because this program, why I mention Good Morning Kuwait many times, because we have many guests every day. So today I talked to someone who's selling sweaters to cats on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, and tomorrow, yeah, and I can talk to her. Actually, I can talk to her about how is this affecting her life and how is the reaction from people. The next day, I can talk to the Undersecretary of the Ministry of Electricity and ask him about the budget deficit of last year and discuss how is this affecting our economy. So these are very different subjects. And tomorrow is a different guest. So how to manage to know all of these things? It's techniques. I don't have a lot of information. I don't know anything about the budget or the cats wearing sweaters or these subjects, right?
Yeah.
But I know that someone will talk about it. I can ask them questions. I want to know about these questions.
Honestly, that's very valuable information. And you're right, because there's so much variety in what we do that you have to be prepared for a lot of different scenarios. And you can't possibly study or learn everything about everybody.
Exactly.
But we're going to go on a short break, and then I hope we can delve into your expertise some more. So stay tuned for after the break.
We are back. Thank you for tuning in. I believe, and I'm going to go on the record and say all of the people and all of the staff in our entire administration, KTV2, were jealous of your Echo Vibes episode where we were traveling. We were all
I think you're talking about India, right?
Yeah, we were all like, wait, we could do that? So, and
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, so we were talking off camera. You said you love traveling so much. So talk us through that, the side of Saad.
Yeah, I like traveling to, let's say, exotic places. I went to India, Sri Lanka, Laos, these countries, because I go there because I am a scuba diver. First of all, and I love to go. I love anything with the sea view. And India, I don't think they have great places to dive there, to be honest. But they have the culture, because I love Bollywood, the Indian movies. And I went there first time, it was in 2016, and I have experience in India. I know where to go, I know what to do without a guide. So the report that you are talking about, I was there in India doing a photo shoot for me personally, just photos. And I asked the videographer, I said, can you do a report about biryani? Because biryani, we love it in Kuwait. I think this is from me, I don't know, maybe you should check this information. I think
No, I think we all
Matchboos,
love biryani.
yeah, I think Matchboos is inspired from biryani.
Well, I'm gonna be controversial and say biryani is way more tastier than Matchboos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Shots
so-
fired.
I disagree. I disagree, but I love biryani, right? So I went there and I did the restaurants there in Mumbai, and they are very kind. They host us. They said for free, this is the Ministry of Information, and I know that this is serious because they said you are welcome here to eat and you can eat anything. There I tried all of the dishes because they offered me everything. They said please, please, and the owner he came and I did the report for the KTV too. It was good. I think I was wearing, and it was very hot. My hair was not that good. That's why I don't like my face there, but I like the report because it showed Kuwait is how Indians are very generous and they are very kind to show me everything about the food. And I think we have something here. I think it's a misinformation, or we call in Jam'iyya, cooperative society, we call it Indian restaurant. It's not an Indian restaurant. First of all, they don't have sandwiches. They only have like things that you eat with the naan bread. So these are not Indian restaurants. They're real Indian restaurants. You can see it's a specialty Indian cuisine. But traveling there and tasting the food from there, it's actually good. And I can keep talking about that when I tried the sushi in Osaka. It's a totally different thing.
Oh, speaking of Osaka, you were part of the Expo team as well,
Yes.
right? How was that experience?
Actually, I was, because they say that when you go to a country first time, you have the culture shock. Because I visited Japan last year, 2024, prior to this expo. And there, actually, I was in Osaka with my wife, and I saw the ad for next year we will have the Expo of Osaka here. And I said to my wife, did you know that the Ministry of Information, they sent people there? She said, maybe you can go. And I came here, and my colleague here, Hawra, she said, let's go and sign. And I was, yeah, let's go. And they take the process of selecting the operatives there for Expo Osaka was detailed, very specific with the interview, the testing, and you have to present something to talk about the relation between Japan and Kuwait. And they really did a great job of choosing who to represent Kuwait there.
Yeah, honestly, I think, because so many of our colleagues have went through there, so we saw the process. The process was so, was beyond fair, right? The amount of tests that they had to do, the presentations they had to do, they were taken as groups, but they were graded as individuals.
Yeah.
So honestly, there was perfection when it comes to selection of the members who were presented there. And this is, our time on the Untold to take a moment and say thank you, because you did represent Kuwait very well, speaking of an entire team who went there to Osaka.
Actually, you're welcome, and I say thank you to my colleague because we are the last group. There were 4 groups. We are the last one, and I saw my colleague there, and there are a lot of people I have in the social media. They show us the food, the people, the photos. So I know, before going there, beforehand, I know that the Kuwait Pavilion is really doing great job there. And we went there and we saw it. And I think, unfortunately, because the Japanese people, they don't know anything about Kuwait. They only know that maybe we have oil, and they know the invasion in the 1990. That's it. Because they helped putting these wells, the oil that on fire, like they helped with a company, I think, something like that. I have to check this information because someone told me that. And there they were fond of our Kuwaiti uniform because of the qitra and this. And I didn't know that it represents the samurai, the vest.
Oh.
They think.
Oh, I didn't think about that. It's
Yeah.
kind of similar.
Yeah, I know that here after coming from. And actually, one time there's a special story about Kuwait Pavilion. Inside the pavilion, they take photo with you, right? Because you are wearing something strange for them. They want the experience. I went outside of the pavilion. Maybe I walked 10 minutes out of. I reached the other pavilions, and they were talking. They taking photos with me.
Like still.
Yeah, they said, "Oh, Kuwaito, Kuwaito."
Kuwaito.
Yeah. I said, "Yeah, Kuwaito." He said, "Shashin, Shashin means the photo." I said, "Yeah, Shashin, even here." Let's go.
So talk us about your experience, going to Osaka as a representative of the Ministry of Information as
Yes.
opposed to last year when you were a tourist. Like, how did the, difference in experience feel like?
Actually, going there as a tourist was different because you have a mission. It's called the official mission, going there. And it truly was a mission because it was really tiring and it was really, it can take from you because you go there for 6 hours, staying inside the pavilion, talking to people, managing to stay calm and smiling, welcoming. But actually, the queues for Kuwait pavilion, we have 2 queues. We have queue number 1 and queue number 2. And queue number 2 has a limit. And there are people waiting for the limit to go. So one time I was with Dr. Nasser Dehani, the director of our pavilion. We were walking there. I said, this is very bad for the people. It was really humid there. And he said, look, they are waiting 2-3 hours just to go inside our pavilion. Every time I remember this, I have the energy back and I can't stay there for more than 6 hours. Slowly.
Yeah, that makes sense because you saw that they loved the idea of seeing stuff in Kuwait so much, and seeing that must have given you a sense of pride and given you the energy to just keep going as well.
100%, because Japanese people, they are very kind. They are very passionate about learning other cultures. Especially Kuwait culture is very strange to them. I think the GCC countries, they know only Dubai, maybe a little bit of Saudi Arabia because of the history, but they don't know anything about Kuwait. The average person, at least.
So is there something, you've taken from that experience or you've taken from Japan, brought it here home? Like, whether it's your daily habits or anything.
I think they have something that we don't have, the Japanese people. They don't overthink things. They only think about one thing and they complete it. They don't break the rules. I'm not saying that we break the rules here in Kuwait, but they are really 100%. And they have something back to philosophy, talking about philosophy. The Zen meditation. It's from Kyoto, actually. You know about Kyoto. Kyoto it used to be the capital of Japan, like 200 years ago. So there, and all the girls there love the matcha there. I don't know about you.
I do love matcha,
You see?
so I would love to try it there one day.
Yeah, I don't have.
Well, you're more of a coffee drinker. As
Yeah,
you said
coffee
before.
drinker. Yeah, but they have actually the best matcha there. And the meditation for them and the Zen gardens. So I think they invented that just to stay calm and face the struggles, stresses, and anxieties of life.
Yeah, I've heard about Japanese gardens. They're meant to be very tranquil, relaxing places. And I visited in different countries, not Japan, like their version of a Japanese garden.
Yes.
And it was really beautiful. And just when you walk there, you feel the sense of calm, like immediately, whenever you walk around.
Yes, because I love to read, right? I love to read stories about old stories because of my studies. I study English literature. So I used to study the novel, the short stories, because there I don't have the time to, so I read only short stories. So knowing about the culture, you can learn a lot in a short story.
That does make a lot of sense. I actually studied English literature as well, so that's another thing we have in common in our path.
Yeah.
And for sure, whenever you read books about different places, you learn a lot from even the perspective of the people who live there, which changes your entire view sometimes.
Yes. Reading can really stick in your mind.
I agree. It's helped me become many different people throughout time and through history.
Yes. And you cannot forget the experience of reading because I don't know why, maybe you can help me there, but when you read something, especially because you are imagining the story in your head and it will never leave. Yeah. It will stay forever.
If anything, I think it's helped me with presenting as well.
Yeah.
Because you know how we spoke about having to know so many different things and talk to different people. When you read, you experience so many different worlds. So you learn to adapt more quickly when new information is presented to you.
Yes.
So I think that is something that we might have in common as well.
Yes. And last advice for presenting, don't be too agreeable. Actually,
can you explain what you mean more by that?
Don't be agreeable. Yeah, that's amazing. No, challenge the guest. you will bring the best out of them if you challenge them. Actually, you are not being rude or anything. Asking only why, it will never get the whole story. So you have to challenge them. And don't be too agree.
Yeah, I think, you know, some method about writing stories that I always use for interviews is that, you know, they always tell you, but why? So if you're writing something and you're trying to think of an event,
Yeah.
and then the next thing you're going to think of is, but why? But why did this event happen? But why did that happen?
Yeah.
And I remember taking that and bringing it to when I got into the Untold for the guests, whenever they're saying something,
Yeah.
okay, but why? You know, I got into this field, okay, but why? And that really helped me facilitate my understanding of them and to deepen the conversation.
Actually, yeah. If you ask why only, you will get 50%. But follow-up questions, they are the superstar of the interviews. If you follow up with great question, of course, it starts with why did you say that? Because if you say that, maybe some people will get hurt and you will manage to make them feel defensive. You need that. Actually, you need that because people are watching. You might ask a question for them. So being agreeable is not good, actually. You are not doing anything if you are agree. You ask the questions and they answer, and you just ask the second question.
It's mundane.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are the primary source of questions, not the producers. I don't care if they don't. But trust me, I have the experience. They love me because I can actually do the questions myself. Tell me, who is this person? Why is he here? Did he just want something? Yeah. Talk to him about that. I have it. How many minutes do you need? 10, 20? I can do it. I'm not being arrogant. I'm just
No,
being
honestly,
honest.
yeah. You can say that, but for my producers, I am afraid of you, so I will not take that advice into heart.
I mean, I think I won't take it to heart too much because sometimes they'll tell me to be myself and then direct me in a different way.
You can
So I have to ignore it a little bit to focus on being myself sometimes. So it's just a learning curve. As you said, maybe give it 6 months and then see where that goes. And I want to thank you for all your advice today and your philosophy. I think we got to see the untold story of Saad a bit, which was actually very interesting. And I think we appreciate the advice a lot.
Yeah, honestly, it's always fun to have colleagues here because we see beyond, you know, the work habits. You know, I've seen you on TV countless times.
Yeah.
We've never met person to person, but I've always, you know, enjoyed your presentation. Like I said, from Eco Vibes and Good Morning Kuwait. So it's always good to sit down and see the other side of our colleagues, right? They're more than just, you know, another uniform in the ministry with us.
And I saw you actually, I watched many episodes of The Untold preparing for this. And I have to say that you are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Well,
This
thank
is the
you.
start for you. I think you started better than me
Really?
because of the competition at that
No,
time.
you haven't seen the behind, you haven't seen the behind the scenes and the footage.
No, you are doing a great job. Actually, you are really doing a great job. And the last thing I want to say about this, the success in this profession actually depends 100% on you. After you manage to stay in this form, which is being graduating from the first phase. I'm not going to say it's the first step. It's the phase that is losing yourself, and then coming to yourself again. And if you want to succeed, depends on you, no one else. Even if you have the biggest, you know, the king of kings, you will succeed only if you are good enough.
Well, I think that was beautifully said. And I hope you enjoyed being on the other side of things for once today.
I am actually starting to enjoying things.
Yeah, I think you make a pretty good guest, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, we've
Thank you
learned
so
from you so much, you know, if it was the other way around. So thank you for sitting with us and educating us.
Thank you so much. No, I'm not educating.
No, honestly, I mean, speaking personally, I've learned so much. So
Because, yeah, I wish I have someone like me to talk to me about this earlier. Because this information, you need time. So now it's a time thing for you guys. Just keep going and you'll reach there. I'm sure 100%, both of you.
Well, thank you so much. I want to thank you again for joining us and showing us again the untold side of Saad. And who knows, maybe we'll see you as a guest again one day. Or maybe you'll be,
Why not?
or maybe we'll be your guests one day.
Inshallah.
Who knows?
Who knows? The Untold of Abdullah and Lucia.
It's coming. But for now, we're going to go on a short break.
And that's it from us, the team at The Untold. Brilliant episode. I've enjoyed it. But unfortunately, that's all of the time we've had. And until the next one, goodbye for now.
I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned as much as we did. See you next time.